All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Nikki and Brie Show. And oh my goodness, well, I would say I have good news and bad news, actually. And that's what I have. So the bad news is Breezy, well, she's sick, very sick, and we had to give you an episode this week. We are not going to give our Bonita Army an episode. So my lovely husband, here's the good news. Artem, he's taking Bree's place today. So it's going to be the Nikki and Artem show. Woo!
Yay! Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited. Feel bad for Brie, but
I know.
it happens. It's life, and we do best
Right?
we can.
I agree. And you know what? It's exciting to have you on, Artem, because yesterday we made a very exciting announcement. So the Nikki and Bree show is going back to Phoenix, but at a new location. We are going to be at the Gila River Resorts and Casino at the Horse Pass location. So August, Friday, the 25th, okay, the day before Artem and I's 1 year anniversary. So we thought, you know what? Let's get the wedding party back together, and Artem and Gleb are gonna be our guests. I'm so happy.
You are?
Yeah, why? I mean, one, everyone loves when you're at the live podcast show because you get into this element where you like roast Brie and I, and people get to see a, something of you or a part of you that they never get to see.
Right.
So it's like nighttime Artem. You have Dancing with the Stars Artem, and you have total Bella's in the wedding show Artem, and then there's nighttime Artem.
So many faces.
You
Wow.
know,
So talented. Who knew? Was gonna be Red Bull involved, right?
the
We
Red
know that's
Bull
the only way I
better be
function well
involved.
and funny if I have a Red Bull.
Right.
So
So he's gonna have to chug a Red Bull, and then he's gonna come out and he's gonna roast us. And you and
right.
Gleb are gonna have some surprises. You were telling me. I know you can't tell us, but I don't. I mean, give us a little bit of
Yes.
something.
It will be a surprise, a really good surprise, and it's gonna involve. You see, anything I'm gonna say is just gonna reveal what we're doing, so I'm just gonna keep it quiet.
Well, but, I mean, I have a feeling that there's gonna be some dancing maybe involved because it's you and Gleb, and that's what you guys are amazing at?
What do you mean we couldn't like do anything else but dancing?
No, I mean, are you gonna sing?
Probably. Maybe it could
Alright.
be a triple threat where we do sing, dance, and whatever comes
By the
next.
way, Artem literally has kept this a secret from me. Him and Gleb are secretly rehearsing something for the show, but it also makes it exciting. So
It's
make
super exciting. First
yeah.
of all, I'm actually flying to LA to see Gleb so we can actually rehearse together. Which let me tell you,
Okay, he said rehearse. That means it's dancing.
yeah, well, it could be anything. It
I
could be
know.
singing,
Oh,
rehearsing,
true.
singing
Yeah.
too. So it's a really big deal, and we're gonna be doing something we actually haven't done before. Ooh. Well, kind of haven't done before. Maybe once or twice. Well, it seems like we never done before, but it's kind of exciting because we're getting some pretty cool tips from professional people. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, we're like ready to conquer.
Look,
There might be
Phoenix.
future after this. Let me just tell you one thing. There might be a future for Artem and Gleb to do something together afterwards.
All right,
So,
Phoenix.
oof.
Well, you guys hear from Artem. You're in for a treat. So make sure to get tickets for the show. You head to Gila Rivers and Casinos. You head to Gila River Resorts and Casinos.com. I think it's play at Gila.com.
Probably.
Get tickets and come join the fun. Also, if you don't live in Arizona or nearby and can't make it, but you know people who can, well, you better tell them about our show. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm super excited and I'm happy that you're going to be there. And oh, Artem, we have to talk about like the most exciting thing that we're going to do.
What is it?
Yeah, you know what it is. So Artem and I thought because, well, I did, and Artem's the best husband is going to go along with it. I was like, okay, it's the day before 1 year anniversary. We're at a live show. We've brought our Bonita Army into this. I mean, they've been on like an over a decade of my life for the past 10 years. They saw us get married on TV. Nikki Bella Says I Do, which did you know right now is it's streaming on Prime. So for all of our Prime Video lovers, go watch us get married and then attend the show because we're going to renew our vows, but in a fun way.
Oh, I didn't know it was in the fun way. That's a piece of information you kind of missed out on to tell me, but
I mean,
okay.
no, we're gonna take this serious. We're gonna say nice things, but Brie at first goes, "It's been a year. You need to renew your
Honestly,
vows."
that's what I actually thought too. Is like you renew guys in the year. I thought it was
No,
like a
but
5 years, like it's like a thing.
oh,
It's
no,
like
but I
a
mean, you and I will do that in Lake Como. Remember I said at the 5-year one, I already showed Artem the mansion I wanna do it
got it.
at. I've been just, like, looking at a lot of Lake Como pics, and I was like, "Artem, this is perfect." But I thought it would be fun with a live crowd. We have Brie and Gleb there that it just imagine like almost like an I Love Lucy segment live. Well, they actually did it live. So I have this idea that we're going to have a lot of fun, the four of us. And I think it'll be fun to hear what we say of what do you say to your husband or wife when it's only been a year. Um, it's going to be more of a roast and toast than a like, I do, like, we're crying, but you might cry still.
Hmm,
So, you down?
I don't know if it happens, happens.
Oh, no, we're doing it.
It's
So,
not
you
like
better
you
write
like.
things.
Oh, I think you're talking about crying thing. It's
Oh,
not
no,
like you like
crying.
plan. You're gonna cry.
No,
Yes, I will.
no, I just can't wait to hear what you say in front of everyone.
I just can't believe we're doing already vows again.
Why? I think it's great. You know what? People
It's
should
it,
renew their vows
it's not even
every
technically even
anniversary.
going to be a year. It's going to be like 1 day less than a year.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. No, I mean obviously I'll do it. It's not like I don't
Yeah.
want to do it, but I just feel like it's so special. You might want to save it for later.
Oh, no, we're gonna do it later too, don't worry.
But that's okay. Okay.
We got our 1 year, 5-year, we'll do it on our 10-year, 15-year, 20-year, so but
Got it.
we gotta start it out on the 1.
On the one.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Alright?
Sounds good.
What are you gonna wear, by the way?
I don't know. Something.
Yeah.
Definitely not coming naked if that's what you're asking. Actually, I don't know what I'm gonna be wearing. It's a great question. What are you gonna be wearing?
So,
You're gonna be wearing a wedding dress, I hope.
well,
Oh no.
I thought about, like, okay, I'm going to try for this live show, and I think I can make this work. I've already been discussing with Brie about it, but I'm gonna try to do some outfit changes in between segments, like quick ones, like, Taylor Swift, Beyonce style, like, so,
That's like a high production, very well thought, almost like a magic trick.
yeah,
You can just
and
like run
you're
in
talking
and
about the Nikki and Brie show,
for
so
the
high
audience they're just like,
production.
okay, we're gonna wait.
No, it's not gonna be that way. It's gonna be awesome,
Okay.
and I did think for our roast and toast part that I need to be in something bridal. So,
Cool.
I'm getting something dry cleaned, and I might recycle something on the day. You're just gonna have to wait and see when I do my magic tricks of,
Oh,
changing
oh
outfits.
my. It's gonna be an interesting show.
And
So many things could go
and I
wrong. You
booked
should definitely be there to see it.
and I booked an appointment. I'm gonna have a new hairdo as well.
Wow.
It's gonna deal with color.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have a new hairdo too.
You already have a new hairdo. Okay.
That's not
So
true.
this has been like a debate I've had with some people, and I'm very curious of what our listeners think. But Artem went and just chopped off all his hair and his beard. And I just felt like, oh, you weren't going to say anything to me? And he's like, well, it's my hair, which he's so right. But he knows how much I love his long curly hair and his big thick beard. And I felt like it was something he should have discussed with me.
Absolutely not.
Why?
First of all, if I would shave, then maybe I'll have a chat. Like, hey, I'm thinking on shaving. What do you think? Because I never do. But what I have done, I've done it every year.
I know. Well,
But there's always
everyone
been a day a
knows
year
this,
when I know like
Artem.
I'm gonna like
Right.
trim my beard. I'm gonna go short with my hair just because it's almost 100 degrees outside, and unfortunately, it's not very pleasant with the hair that I'm having because it's just like we have a say back at home. It's like a noodle factory got exploded, and it's just
What?
like a wild thing.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
your hair's gorgeous when it's grown out. I love it. It's very
Oh,
sexy and
good thing
handsome.
you like it.
Well, I
What
think
about I
but
like
what
it?
what I think
I'm wearing
what
it.
I think could be so fun for a show, since I'm gonna be coming, with a new hair color,
Mhm.
I think since your hair is already this short, you might as well bleach it.
No, I'm
You
not
knew I was gonna
bleaching
say
it.
blonde,
Yeah.
huh?
Nicole love
Why?
bleached hair. Okay, a couple things
No, I
about bleached
love
hair.
bleached hair and Artem, but you have to
And
understand
look,
that's how I
hey,
met
first of
Artem.
all, I like it too. I think it's a cool look. I think if you can pull it off, go with it, and it's great. The upkeep of that, especially if you want to keep it very short, bleached hair, is horrendous because you have to dye frequently. You have to use a specific shampoo so it doesn't go yellow. It's just crazy upkeep, and that short hair grows so fast. So there's always you can see the roots. It's just a constant like, what am I doing?
Right. I mean,
And if it would be that easy, just snap of the fingers. Hey, it's bleach blonde. Great, I'll do it every day. I'd be like, yeah, today's blonde, tomorrow brunette. I mean, it'd be great.
I mean, yeah.
But it doesn't work that way.
Right.
Which is
Okay.
no, hey, who knows? Maybe I'll do it. We'll see.
He
Maybe
may do
maybe I'll
it.
surprise you.
So you better show up to the show.
Maybe
Well,
like, whoa.
Artem, Bree and I were discussing this.
Mhm.
We definitely want to at some part of the live show in Phoenix, we want to play a game with you and Gleb, but we really want to do something where we have audience participation because you saw on the San Francisco show when we were like getting people on the mic, it made it so fun. People had amazing stories. We were all dying laughing, which I feel like we need to do that again because that Q&A part or like when Bree and I when we talk about our stories and I hear other people's that I mean that one girl, we had some good stories which you could watch on YouTube. Um so Bree and I were talking that we feel like is it like Bree and I and like an audience member versus you Gleb and an audience member or we go into the crowd like we were thinking of all these different things so I pull people up and you and Gleb magic mic them. I don't know. Look
No,
at I
no,
know.
we're
I
not
know.
doing that. We're not like
I know.
utilizing what we do
You're not
for a
my little
living.
host for the night?
No,
I
we're
thought you
not.
were my host.
No, we're not.
Nikki had 2 hosts for the
Don't just say
evening.
go dance, we just go dance. It doesn't work that
Damn.
way.
Alright, that's fine.
And then you're asking us to like do Magic Mike. That's just wild.
Why? Because 'Cause you're my husband and I just asked you to
No,
grind on
because
someone?
it's something that like you should probably talk to people before you ask them to do it.
Well,
You
we're
don't just go
discussing.
to go like, hey, go Magic Mike
No,
on this
but this
person.
is we're discussing. We're discussing what to do.
Yeah, but that's not a good plan. We're
Okay,
not gonna
so
do
but we'll
that.
think of a game. We're gonna do a game.
I'm not. Well, no, we're down for a game for sure.
Yeah,
Gleb and I
we're
will
gonna make
definitely go
sure we
against
have
you
fun
or
audience
whatever.
interaction.
But yeah,
This is gonna be the best show yet.
okay.
Lights, camera, action, dance, sing. I mean, who knows? We're getting from Artem and Gleb. We're getting something new though. And we may have a surprise, but I know I gave it away on my IG live, but I'm not gonna give it
That
away
was
here.
so funny.
Artem
And
tricked
I thought she was
me.
totally gonna be like, "Oh, I know you're trying to do," it. No, she just blurted out.
I did. I did. So Artem,
Yeah.
we've had an exciting weekend and we've had an exciting week. I mean, it's been crazy for me, crazy for you. But before I get into that, one thing that I will see from some people on social media when I have you on the show is they feel like because we're married and we just talk about life currently and present, everyone's always like, you've never actually interviewed Artem in a way of like, none of us know his story. And I get that a lot whenever you are on our podcast. So, like, why don't you tell our listeners, like, your story? So, where you grew up, because you left, I feel like I'm going to get the facts wrong. You left home at 13, right?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay. But how did you get into dance?
So where we starting with the story when I was
How
born,
did you? Well, how did you
or
get,
what?
what you were born in the town you started dancing in, right?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
born and raised in a small town. Name of
Called?
that town is Izhevsk, which is kind of close to the middle of Russia. You know,
Yeah.
it's a military town. It's known for numerous things, but we're not going to name them. But yeah, born and raised. I started as a hobby. The first thing started was like playing a hockey, which is I think everyone in Canada or Russia that's like number one sport. Then obviously ballet that never worked out for me because I was just not good enough to go to ballet. As what they do,
Who's
they pretty
they?
much ballet school. Let's
Okay.
say the specific ballet school that my mom brought me to. They look at the structure of your body, and if it's not necessarily like ideal and what they want, they just pretty much say like, we don't really want you to try because unless you capable of being the best,
Right.
they don't really want to put a lot of effort to it, which is rightfully so. If there's a potential, go for it. If there's not, it's kind of like they don't want you to waste your time. So the best thing from there was, so both of those didn't work out. So hockey and ballet didn't work out for me. So the next thing was ballroom dancing. So it's yeah, due to my mom.
And how old were you when you started?
Oh goodness, probably like 11, 11 probably, 11, 10, 11, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then what happened?
and then I danced.
And you danced in your small town. You got obviously really good to where they were like, you need to be in Moscow.
I was okay, winning competitions around in
Oh,
my
okay. Oh,
neighborhood,
he's so humble. So cute.
winning competition neighborhood, and then pretty much my coach at the time, who lived in Moscow at the time, he told my parents, "Hey, if you want him to improve and be better what it is right now, because there's obviously certain limits, because you have to have certain coaches and all these opportunities." He said like he should move to Moscow to pursue his career if he's serious about that. On which case, mom said, "Yeah, of course." So they just gave me like green light. Yeah, go fly. So I moved first with my dad for probably he's been there with me probably for about a month or so, and then he went home.
Mhm.
So and then I was like, cool.
And what age were you in Moscow by
I
yourself?
was probably about 13.
13. And then when did you go to Germany to dance?
Shortly after, 2 years after, so I think I was 15 when I went to Germany, 15, 16. So I've been in Moscow for a bit, dancing, competing, and then I moved when I was 16, I think. Yeah, 16, I think. Yeah, something around that. Um, Moved to Germany to again dance. So found dance partner in Germany, represented Germany, and lived there for 2.5 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You learned German?
Have ever learned German? Ja, sprechen Sie Deutsch? Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
I did. I did speak a bit when I was there. Obviously, not by no means great, but you had to kind of go by. It's a hard language to learn. German is really
Yeah.
hard.
Ugh, so is Russian.
And then after then, I moved back to Moscow, and then I danced there for a bit again, and then yeah, and then here,
And then you
States.
became an icon.
I don't know about icon, but
Well, then you
surviving.
competed. Is that when you competed in the first season of So You Think You Could Dance?
That was 2005.
Wow.
That was the first scene I think dance. Yeah, and it was really an accident. My dance partner like, "Hey, do you want to go audition for it?" And I was like, "Okay, well, we can." Um, and the reason why I haven't said like, "Yeah, let's do it," because it was in LA, and me and my best friend at the time just it's like, "Yeah, we'll go to LA. We'll go out. We hang out. It's cool. We've never been. Let's check it out." I'm like, "Great, let's do it." So that happened,
Wow.
and then my partner got cut, and they kept me, and yeah, and the rest is history.
How far did you make it that season?
Oh my goodness. What is that? Top six, I think, or
But
I
first,
think 6 or 8,
but
something
the
like that.
first ballroom dancer,
First
correct?
bonus. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I loved when Gleb was on the podcast and he was talking about like all the roads you've paved for ballroom dancers and doors you've opened and the history you've made. I thought that was so amazing because it was stuff that I didn't even know. And I was like, wow, made me so proud of you.
No.
I'm proud of you no matter what.
I don't
But
know if I paved the road for ballroom dancers, but I definitely for the So You Think
in
You Can
a,
Dance. I was the
and
first
yeah,
ballroom
that's
dancer
paving
at
a way.
at doing that. But I
There's,
think at the same time, Dancing with the Stars was running. So
yeah,
well, not at the same time. I think they kind of like co-run almost at the same. But I think that was a little bit later. That was their first season too. So yeah.
nice. It's
So those
amazing.
other people involved besides me.
Right. No, of course. Well, and then you went to Strictly after that.
So after that, I was doing well. Actually, not after that. I didn't actually go to Strictly right away. So I danced, competed, then I did So You Think You Can Dance, and then I decided to do the whole, I don't want to say Hollywood, but that industry because I don't know, just ready for something different. Competing is great and you do it for a long time. And I've done it all my life prior to it. And this like a new thing opened up. I started realizing, oh, there's different styles of dance because we're really never exposed to any other styles of dance besides ballroom. And I decided to stay in LA and just see what happens, you know, and start taking classes and stuff like that. And start doing small gigs. And also like by the way, performing on Dancing with the Stars was one of them too, like doing it like an appearances on it. And then I got a call from this company called Burn the Floor. I don't know if people know, but it's like a worldwide dance company that does ballroom and they travel over the world. It was born in Australia, and it's at the time they were doing Broadway show in New York, and they asked me like, "Hey, would you want to participate?" Because they're looking for dancers. I'm like, "Sure, I'll go with it," you know, because at the time I was doing gigs, but nothing to do with ballroom dancing. So I was kind of like, "Oh, hey, this would be nice to come back to it." Was doing that, then I did a world tour with them, and then I got an email saying like, "Hey, would you want to do Strictly Come Dancing?" And for the audience who don't know, Strictly Come Dancing is Strictly Come Dancing is the original Dancing with the Stars. So in UK, they came up with a concept which was called Strictly Ballroom, which is ordinary people just do the same thing as Dancing with the Stars. So there is a dance coach coming into ordinary people from their houses, and they just learn how to dance. And then on BBC, there was like, okay, we did, singing with the stars, we did acting with the stars. Why don't we do dancing with the stars? And because the original show called Strictly Ballroom, they decided to do Strictly Come Dancing. That's how it became to what it is now, Dancing with the Stars from all over the world. And so I got call from them, and they said like, "Hey, would you want to be part of it?" And I said, "Yeah, of course, I definitely want to be part of it." Because I couldn't do Dancing with the Stars in the US for what you said,
Huh?
interest,
Mm.
conflict of interest
Oh, conflict. Oh,
situation.
I was like,
Yes,
what?
couldn't do that one.
Yeah.
So next best thing was Strictly Come Dancing, and yeah, got in there. I think it was 2010, beginning of 2010. My first season was very lucky to win right away, and I did for 4 years, which is they only do one season a year. So I did for 4 years. And then I got asked, like, hey, would you want to do Dancing with the Stars in the States? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So from there, I just moved back to States and did Dancing with the Stars since
Oh,
season 18.
wow.
What is it right now? Season 32, I believe.
Something crazy.
Yeah, season 32. Yeah, season 18. So it's been what? 13 seasons.
Wow, that's crazy.
Is
Well,
it
which one was your
13? Hold on a
favorite?
second. Season 18. Yeah, yeah, it's true. What is it?
What season was your favorite so far?
Oh, I know that silly question. 25, of
Better.
course.
I love
25.
it. Well, and so Artem, when you were a young boy leaving Russia, what did you have like a specific dream? Was there something like you're like I always wanted to be? And what dream do you have left that you want to conquer? And it might be a few.
I mean, one of the dreams for sure, was like, hey, I think I want to move to America and live in America. I think that was one of them, definitely. But other dreams, I don't know. You see, like we didn't grow up on like at least I didn't grow up on like I have this goal in my mind. I want to, go to space. Like there was no such thing. Dancing was an outlet for, be good at something and feel like you were something. So, and I know that was very achievable because I could see potential, be good. And I think that's why it stuck really well with me. But there's not really like a specific goal, like, oh, I want to be, like Mr. Olympia or something. No, it would never, it was never that. I want to be good at that. I want to be good at dancing.
Yeah.
That's, for sure. I want to be good at dancing and be, proud of what I do and be able to, explore the potential, how far you can go, all of that stuff, of course. But goals, goals always changes. I'm thinking my parents, they're getting older, so I want them to have a good life.
Yeah.
Like that's
No.
that's one of my goals is to make sure that they,
Can get to America.
spend last however many years they have in them, like, happy and comfortable and, like be like feel like, oh, okay, we deserve the retirement,
Yeah.
and it's hard because they're hardworking people. They worked all their life. My both parents are engineers, and they both retired, and they just been champions because my brother have two kids as well, and they pretty much like the best grandparents you can ask for. So,
Yeah.
and I would love to have that for Mateo.
No, I
I would love for Mateo to experience,
we are
my
trying.
dad and my mom, and
Yeah.
be able to like actually if they even communicate in some level, because obviously my parents did not speak English and Mateo does not speak Russian. But I'm hoping there's gonna be, because I know my parents actually start learning, which is so funny. Like my dad kind of speak English, but he's, I think, more afraid to speak English.
Yeah.
But my mom started learning, and she find it very hard to learn stuff
Yeah.
because they're 70. So it's like, imagine if you're 70 years old try to
Oh.
learn a language. But yeah, I think the dream and the goal would be them seeing them here and be able to communicate with our son.
Oh, I would love it. It's really cute. So, Artem, we have this photo of his parents framed at the house, and we'll ask Mateo, who is it? So he sees Artem's mom and he'll say grandma or babushka. And then he sees Artem's dad and he goes, Daddy. And I'm like, no, it's your grandpa. And he's like, no, Daddy. But you and your dad do look so much alike in that photo. And Mateo will not believe me that that's his grandfather. And it's so cute.
It's like, Dada. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, 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 Grandpa. Dada. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, well, that works too.
And I loved because the other day Mateo was like, so we got him a toolbox. Well, Artem got a toolbox. Mateo just loves, like I see the engineer mind. He loves to put things together, whether it's railroad tracks or he has put together a landing strip for his toy planes. Um, but this toolbox Artem got him, he can like screw, like has fake screws to put in wood and all that. And he was just like over minding his business. He's like doing all his stuff in his toolbox. And he's like, babushka, babushka, babushka. Remember that? And I was like, oh my God. He keeps saying grandma in Russian. It was so cute. But I mean, there's nothing more than I want to get Artem's family here. And I think we will. And we're going
We'll
through the
see.
process. It just takes a
Yeah,
long time, but we're hoping because I would love that. I mean, for Mateo, of course, but especially for you and your family to have that. That's what life is all about. And like you said, to have your parents' ending of their life to be with their son finally, since you've left at 16 years old. I mean, how special would that be?
earlier, but yeah.
Or earlier, 13, I mean, you're right. So, but oh well, Artem, I think everyone will love hearing that. And I know there's so much more to your story, which we'll have to get to it another time. It's funny, because I know so much has been going on in life, but just because we're like neighbors to San Francisco, there was this headline that I saw. And it's people are having sex in self-driving cars, apparently. So, the San Francisco Standard put this out, but they're having sex in the back seats of the RoboTaxis, so driverless cars.
Well, first of all, I didn't know that exist. When it became even legal to have driverless taxis,
I mean, I don't know. You're gonna have to talk to the San Francisco mayor about that. But I
which
think
is really
hasn't
bizarre because wait a minute, I think even Tesla still is not legal to have a self-driving car, right? Like that's what I thought.
right.
But then
Maybe
again,
because
who
they're like a few
knows?
blocks away. I don't know.
And then the second question would be, did they ever sign any confidentiality forms? Because what happened in the taxis, I'm pretty sure it stays on cameras in the taxis.
Have you did
And
you
where does that go?
Did you ever watch a show? I think it was based out of Vegas, Taxi Cab Confessions. Did you ever watch Taxi Cab Confessions? I mean, people, because they're like in Vegas, just like it'd be random people, and then all of a sudden they just are like totally going at it. So,
I think it's some kind of a fetish that people
yeah,
have. I think they go like, "Oh, that would be fun to do."
right. It has to be, but good for them. Hey, at
Good
least
for
they're
you.
safe.
I don't know
Maybe
if you're safe, but good for you.
maybe I what I feel like is they need to start putting condoms in robo taxis because if this is,
Well, you should have pitched that idea, made some money.
I know.
Because
Trojan,
now
get
that's it. Boom, it's
on it.
out.
Yeah. And hey, also, like, how sad is it about those Hawaii fires?
It's very sad.
I mean, that footage is heartbreaking.
I've seen few pictures and it looked definitely extremely burned out.
It was like a
It's
whole town.
and think of it, it's an island.
It's an
It's not
island.
like it's it has like endless source of things.
Yeah.
Everything that happens needs to be obviously. I heard as there's some in billions the damage right now
Oh
that's
my
done to it,
gosh.
and I don't know how that's going to work out. And so a lot of people lost homes.
Oh my gosh, so many homes are gone. A lot of people lost their
Um,
life, which
yeah,
is really
couple of
heartbreaking.
my friends actually posted saying that everybody who is actually vacationing right now in Hawaii should kind of like go home because there's a lot of local people who need place to stay. And if you are vacationing, you're pretty much taking their spot potentially. So,
Oh,
yeah, just throwing out there that people should be aware of that and do everything they can to make sure that the people have an easier way kind of functioning during those
yeah.
times.
So that where the fire burned was like what, a small island off Maui or on Maui?
I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause I know everyone's saying Maui, but called Lahaina or something like that. So when I was looking, it seems like it's a certain part of Maui, I believe.
So, from what I've seen and what I'm heard from friends of mine, again on social media, that they said that it's pretty devastating what's happening.
Oh,
And I think I've seen today actually in the gym. It's I think they only uncovered like just few percentage of what was burned, which is literally like a really small amount, like 2-3% of the area or something like that. And what is it, 96 people killed?
I'm not sure, but it's
So I
just
don't even
so
know if it's like gonna go
devastating.
further, and it's probably
Yeah.
there's a lot more, but yeah, I'm hoping
So
not.
many, so many prayers to Hawaii, that's for sure. We love you, Hawaii. You're in our thoughts and prayers. And so you all know, if you want to donate and help out all the victims over in Hawaii, you could visit redcross.org. You can call 1-800 Red Cross, which is 800-733-2767, or you could text the word Red Cross in cap locks to 90999 to make a $10 donation. So, Artem, before we get into our inspiration affirmation, I thought we answer at least one voicemail from our Bonita Army, from our listeners, because I thought it'd be fun to get your perspective. You down to hear a voicemail?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go to Brenda from Texas.
Hey girls, my name is Brenda from Texas. This question relates to girl friendships. I'm going to turn 38 this year, and my BFF, well, I've known her since high school, and I've always been that friend that was like the in-between friend. Like when she was out having fun with her fun girlfriend, I was nowhere in sight. I wasn't invited to anything. But then when she was like out of sorts with her other friend, that's when she would involve me in her life. And I was okay to play that role because I truly cared about her. But now that I'm approaching 40 and this isn't high school anymore, I'm kind of at a loss of what to do because she ghosts me. And I know that she's clearly talking to her other friend, and I just don't know what to do right now. Am I just getting hurt for no reason, or am I coming from this from a real point of view? I don't know. Let me know what you think. Bye.
Oh, Artem,
That's
you,
very sad.
yeah, I'll let you take it away first.
Um, wow. Well, what would I do? I would probably not be too good of a friends with this person just because if I'm getting denied in some levels of that friendship, then you should probably like question if it doesn't make you happy. It makes you happy, then stick to it and have fun whenever it works out. But if it gives you like a negative, I don't know, negative outcome, then I think you should probably rethink of that friendship or even confront the friendship and say, hey, like I'd love to stay friends, but we need to we need to be mutual in where we stand, or we need to rethink if this is something that we both need in life. I think that, but I mean, it didn't sound very like reciprocating in a way. So I don't know. I'll probably say you're probably better off.
Yeah. Well, you know what I gotta say? Fuck her. For
Well, that was a
real.
nice way of saying it, and that was
Well, this is the thing too. I feel like as we get older, our friendship circles just get smaller. I think, in life, actually, she's such a perfect example right now. Taylor Swift. We have these eras, right, in our life, and it's not just in our workspace, but also in our friendships. And we outgrow people, we outgrow careers, we outgrow our living spaces, boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever it may be. And so to me, that's what it feels like it is. Like maybe you both have just outgrown each other, but I think sometimes the memories of people keep us holding on. I remember when I would learn about breakups and it's like, why am I getting in this place? And they used to say, well, you're romanticizing. Like that's all that is. Like even though you know you shouldn't be there, you, you're just thinking of the amazing things you've had with this person. You're romanticizing. So it's kind of what I feel like maybe you're doing with your friend because you guys had all these incredible memories. But maybe it's a time in your life that you move on. Brenda, you say, "Fuck you, bitch." No, you don't have to do that. That's you don't wanna take the Artem route and be nice and sweet. But just ghost her back. Just, focus on the friends that you do have and not on the friends
No,
that bring bad
no.
energy in your life.
You do not ghost people back. That's, I think, where things
You
go
ghost her
really
back.
wrong and sideways. You don't ghost. You just confront and you simply say, like, hey, is this friendship only this? Is this friendship only that? Because in my thought, we
He's
could be more. Like,
totally right.
I think you don't ghost because the thing is, it
No, you
creates
don't.
another action that might even go further into whatever it can. I think it's the wrong
This
approach.
is no, I
Don't
agree. What
ghost.
I would do, Brenda,
Confront.
confront. What I would
And
do is, and Artem, tell me if you feel the same. Send her a text and go, look, you've been ghosting me lately. I see that you're hanging out with your other friend, and it doesn't make me feel good. And if this friendship is like no longer for you, that's okay. But just let me know because you saying you're going to do something and you don't, you just don't make me feel good. And see where she comes at from that, because that is true when you are honest and you're living in your truth, it's like the most beautiful thing. And you may be shocked at what she's gonna say back, but then you also know like where you stand with this person, and then it's no longer gonna make you feel bad,
right,
right? Oh, Brenda, I hope it works out. Oh, Artem has one more thing.
do what works for you.
Yeah.
Down, like you have to be selfish in that sense. Because in the end of the day, if you hurt, you're the only person that's going to be hurting.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think do something that works for you, makes you happy. I know
Yeah.
sometimes it's hard to, it's hard to achieve and it's hard to like, yeah, I've heard that many times. But truly think about that and truly truly try that. Because once you actually have a taste of it, I think it'll be very clear who is in your life, people that are worth having, and who is in your life, people that just occasional appearance, which is fine too.
Yeah. I
You know
mean,
what I mean?
I've
It's
I've
totally okay
become
with
that
that.
friend to some people, and that's only because my focus has shifted on my family and my son and then my like closest girlfriends because I only have so much time in the day to give to people. Like and what I realized is because I'm a giver as like my personality that I give, but then I wasn't even giving to myself. So it didn't even make me good at anything because I was giving with an empty body with an empty cup, It's why they always say you gotta fill your cup of tea first till you can give. And I had holes in mine and I was just drained. But I do realize that people that when we were good friends, but not the best, I'll talk to them every now and then and we'll have a great catch up. But we know we're just not at that place in our life anymore where we're gonna be the friends that talk every other day. And that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever works for you.
Whatever works for you. I love that, Artem. Whatever works for you. Well, thank you, Brenda, so much for calling in. I hope that helps. Um, Artem, I
Mhm,
think I need to bring you back for more voicemails. I like your advice.
mhm.
Um, all right. Well, we're going to end the show with a little inspiration affirmation. I have some inspiration
Go for
today.
it.
You want me to take it?
Yeah, no, you go for it. If I have
So,
anything to add, I will.
okay. So, well, yeah, I definitely want you to add to this. So, for me, this is a quote that I live by. It is my mantra. I believe I've said it on here before, but I feel like years ago. Be the change you want to see in the world. And I brought her up, Taylor Swift. I've been just so impressed with this whole Eras tour, but what it represents. And I've always brought in be the change you want to see in the world. I literally, even in college, I'd have the picture of it. And then when I was cool enough and was able to afford an apartment, have a refrigerator, I used to have a magnet. But everything that I do, I always want it to have the base of gratitude, but also of, am I making this world a better place? And I think that's what always has driven me and things that I've done with empowerment and inspiration because I had my purpose in whether that was in the wrestling ring and being Fearless Nikki, being on the reality show, even being a Hooters girl, like anywhere I went, I always felt like, how can I change this world for the better? And I still have goals of wanting to do that beyond. So I thought that was some good inspiration
It's
for the
very
day.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. Um, I think my thing would be, again, it's kind of cliche because we always kind of hear it. Time is precious, you know. It truly is. I think for me personally, like when I growing up, you don't really notice like how time flies, and you always think about, oh, next year, next year, next year. And I think the more you're getting older to that mark of being 40, I think from then on, you really start treasuring time and how you spend it and what you do with it. And I think really be smart about that at the early stages of your life because you'll be so much further in your career and success you want to have. So really be smart about spending your time and not wasting your time.
You know what I love about that, Artem, and this all goes together. So, this is what I want you all to take from today. We are only given so much time, and we don't even know how much time that is. And time is so precious. And you are so right of don't waste it. Make something of it. Make something of it. Be that change you want to see in the world. And like, what era are you in now? We're in that era's moment. And I believe that this whole tour is so beyond popular, not only because Taylor Swift is amazing and incredibly talented, but it's so honest and truthful. And everything I've heard from anyone who's attended her concert, she plays the villain and the good guy and the bad guy and the heartbroken and the one that had the triumph. Like, she has every era. So what I want you to take away from today is like, what era are you in for you? Knowing time is precious, and how in this era that you're in, how can you change the world for the better, or even change someone that's in your life for the better, not by preaching, by living, spreading the light. So I hope you all have an amazing week. Artem, thank you so much for coming last minute why Breezy got sick and
You're welcome.
being on the podcast. We always love when you're on. And I cannot wait for you to be at the live show. Everyone, you better go, or you better tell your zonies. Friday, August 25th at Gila River Resort and Casino, the Horse Pass one. We're going to sell at that theater. That theater is going to be packed. It's going to
Think
be fun. A
so.
lot of surprises. We got Artem and Gleb and more. And that roast and toast Val renewal.
I can't believe we're doing this.
You guys, I'm so excited. But for the ones that can't make it, we'll be putting it up on our YouTube channel. So make sure to look for videos on the Nikki and Bree Show's IG page, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. And yeah, well, Artem, we're not going to hear you next week, but guess what? We'll get to hear you after that.
Can't wait to be back. Or should I say, I'll be back.
Yeah, I'll be back. All right. Well, I had some of that money and we'll see you all next week.
See ya.